Hey there, G3XE here with a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Today I'm doing a video response to YouTuber J. Scott Garibay's video, which itself was an answer to a question posed by one of his viewers. Sorry, I forgot the viewer's name. But the question was, how do we teach someone to be a game master? Not how do you be a good game master, but how do you teach someone to be a good game master? Very thought-provoking topic, and J. Scott Garibay's video was really good. I want to give a few caveats to it, but on the whole, it was like really solid. And then I also wanted to, towards the end of this video, add my own perspective. So I'm going to eat cereal while first of all, go watch Scott's video, link in the description. A few caveats. He talks about don't actively tell someone to be a game master. I find that this is true except for people completely new to the hobby. I've introduced a lot of people to the game. Probably, nearly 20 or so people to tabletop role-playing games in general, and that's just because I'm a college student and I like to be best advocate for tabletop role-playing games that I can be. And so it is a common thing after, one or two sessions with someone who's never played before or never even really thought about tabletop role-playing games besides the usual, like, D&D pop culture references, to say, oh, wow, what you're doing looks so hard to the game master, right? Which is typically me, but and I always say, no, it's not that hard. So my caveat is, I think encouraging people and showing that the mountain is really more of a hill is awesome, because it's really not that hard, and I feel like more people have that storytelling bone in them than they realize. So I think encouragement, not outright telling people, but encouragement, saying that this job is not as hard as you think, is all right. Next caveat is about they say don't go to YouTube and watch videos. Also, pretty much agree, except for I'm a little biased because I'm a YouTube video maker or whatever. And I feel like there are some videos that are helpful, some on my channel, but tons of others. And but they're not going to be, the most popular D&D type videos. I have a playlist on my channel called Inspirational, and I exclusively put videos that really synthesize certain points or that really inspire me on that playlist. It's not all RPG videos, so some of the videos are like how-tos for like war game stuff, but the RPG ones. And J. Scott Garibay, some of his videos are on there. YouTuber Wood WWAD, really great advice. So certain videos really synthesize some points well, so I do think some videos are redeemable in that way. So anyway, those are my two caveats, but then I want to add in all the stuff I agree with him and my own point. So I definitely agree, though, that like most videos are not like the Matt Mercer style. I can say from indoctrinating, hopefully, a lot of people into tabletop role-playing games in general, it's far easier to get a new player to start role-playing if they've never seen, like, Critical Role or anything like that. They've become entrenched in, usually, for the most part. I've met some who are, like, really good role players, but they usually become entrenched in the jokes of D&D, the legacy of D&D, the kind of slay monsters, take gold, optimize character pattern that is really not good for role-playing. Not to say you can't role-play while you do that, but it's just the approach to character creation and the approach to what a D&D session should look like, and the amount of, out of game or out of character talking. It's, I don't know, I find it very distracting. So I've gotten, like I talked about before in my video about playing D&D with a family for the first time with my cousins over Christmas holiday, and none of them had ever played a tabletop role playing game before, and they immediately started role playing. It was awesome, and I told the story of how one of my cousins, she's a sophomore in high school, was explaining all the races to her, and I was really streamlining everything because I just wanted to get people starting to play and to engage in role play. And she goes, "I want to be a purple giant," and I was like, "Yeah, you can be a purple giant, sure. Yeah, come on, let's roll with it, right? Like you're 10 foot tall, you're purple." And then and she was role playing that, right? So that is far easier to get people into role playing than if they know everything about D&D and just have never played it. It's really, I mean, I think Scott really hits the nail on the head with that point that newbies should not watch those types of videos because it will just train them to think, to associate certain aspects with tabletop role-playing games that are, of course, a part of the hobby, but aren't at all the foundation from which an experience should be built. That all to say, Scott did a really good job, I think, in his answer. But I'd like to throw in my definition for what a game master is and how you should explain that to someone who's wanting to be one, or how you should teach someone. So I have this whiteboard, great DM tool if you need. I'm going to draw a little picture here. Think of a D&D game, think of a tabletop role-playing game as a play. And the gamers, or I should say the players, are not gamers, but are players in the old school theater sense of they are the actors, they are the player, right? Think of like Shakespearean times. So, let's see here. What we have here is the audience, the stage with the two players in this sense. Then this is the curtain, and behind it, the game master. So there are 3 levels here. But each level, as we go up the pyramid, has a bit of the bottom of the lower levels in it. So you should always imagine that there's an audience watching your game, even if there's not. And it could even be helpful to say things like, the audience sees a smoke-filled room, tavern, with a dark cloaked figure sitting in the back, and we pan and see these rough leather boots on a bar stool. As we pan up, see a leather jerkin and a long sword draped across the back of this big figure, who we see to be, and then it's the character, one of the players, right? And they start getting into the role. And then a bartender comes around and says this, right? That is far more intriguing, far more engaging to describe it from the audience's point of view, as if it was a play or a movie, than to say, okay, you're sitting in a tavern, it's smoke-filled room, whatever. It just helps. It does. So imagine the audience even incorporate words that describe, like, the audience sees this. The audience does not know, but this is the case, right? So the audience is level 1. Level 2 is the players. The players are the actors in the play. The players know that there's an audience, but they have prior knowledge about certain characteristics. But they do have some audience in them as well, because they don't know where the game is going, and they don't know a lot of the answers, and they don't know if they'll succeed with some of their actions. So the players are part audience and part player. Role-playing is the name of the second level, right? Then, behind the curtain, with previous preparation and knowledge, we have the Game Master. Game Master is level 3. And the Game Master is part audience member, part player, and part director, who actually don't know what the name of the job is in theater that helps direct everything. I guess it's the director. I don't know. Anyway, excuse that lack of knowledge. And but the Game Master is just 3 levels comprised into 1, mixed with rules referee when the time need, if it ever comes to that. Because the Game Master needs to be an audience member. The Game Master does not know where the game is going to go. That's crucial to avoid like railroading. The game master needs to be a player. They need to role play their characters as the players role play their characters. So the game master villain can't, just because the game master has different knowledge, metagame in just the way that you don't want players to metagame. But the game master is also the director, and the game master has prior knowledge and has prepared and can talk openly about, well, I think the story should go here. I want the story to go this way. The players can say, well, we want the story to go this way, and then you can kind of come to that. Now, that part is more art than it is science, which is the hard part. But it is crucial to realize that the Game Master is just the amalgamation of level 1, 2, and 3. And the Game Master should be an audience member. The Game Master should be a player. And the Game Master, not to say that the Game Master has a character, but I'm saying they should play their characters, the NPCs, the world, as the players play theirs. And the Game Master should be a part director. So that's my take of it, this like 3-level pyramid. Great video, Scott. Great question, YouTube user. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.